What is going on, everybody? Hope everyone's having a good day today. And going to be talking about obviously some rumors, updates, a bunch of things, and obviously whatever everybody else wants to talk about regarding the Eagles or another team or whatnot. I saw the Giants just hired Brian DeBall as the head coach. There's been some rumors even with the New York Giants right now that they have. It looks like they're going to be building around Daniel Jones. I guess that's what they're doing. I don't know why they're kind of dipping in that whole thing, but should be interesting. But so far, as of right now, it's some of what is going on. I think Howie Roseman has got a lot to do as of right now. There's been rumors about an Andre Dillard trade going on, that there is a trade in the works right now with a few people, with a few teams. Apparently, right now, a target that's rumored is DJ Chark from the Jacksonville Jaguars will be the main target in free agency. Come this offseason. It should be really exciting. 25 years old, and I'm down for a Calvin Ridley trade. I really am. I'm so into that trade for to happen. So it's gonna be an exciting offseason, guys. The Eagles have 3 first-round picks, 10, 11 picks, whatever it is. So should be a lot of fun. What's going on, guys? Smitty caught 61. What's going on, man? Hope everyone's having a good day. We got Bannon Duck here. What's going on, man? Kurtagas, what's going on? What's up, Joey? Let's have a QB competition. Proof of passing Dr. Minshew and Tebow Hurts. Hurts galore. Elliot Petoskey, what's going on, man? Hope you're having a good day. Marcus, what's going on, man? Joseph Dotson, Manuel Cantu, what's going on, man? Pork Chop, Joey, what do you think about Malik Willis? I like Malik Willis. I'm not into – look, at the end of the day, I'm not really into signing a quarterback at all. I'm really not into signing a quarterback, but, if I had to pick a quarterback, I really like Malik Willis a lot. He's got an elite arm, and I know that guys like who's that Bill? I forgot the other quarterback that had a really good arm coming out of college, but, didn't really do anything in the NFL. Emmanuel, forgot his name. He was with the Bills. I forgot his name. It was another guy came out of the draft that was supposed to be good. But Malik Willis has got the, obviously a Jalen Hurts skill set with the read option, RPOs, and more athletic, obviously, a lot more vertical speed. But it's really just being consistent. This is why this draft isn't a good draft for quarterbacks right now. So I like Malik Willis a lot. You know what I mean? I don't think I doubt if he's a first-day pick. He might be a second-day pick for a team. Maybe. We'll see. Grind says, thoughts if we DJ Chark, I think Howie just wants to get younger, and Chark is only 25. Yeah, I just said that before. DJ Chark is a really good receiver, guys. So he had the foot foot fracture this past year. Last year in 2020, well, technically a couple of years ago, whatever. 2020, he had 1,000 yards. I think he had over 1,000 yards. I think 8 touchdowns for the year. So he had that foot fracture, unfortunately, this year, which he was out most of the season. So if he's the main target at wide receiver to be the number 2 for Devontae Smith, I'm all for it. I think it's perfect. I don't mind him. I don't mind Calvin Ridley trade if they go for that too. But that is pretty much the main rumor of receiver as of right now. So, hey, yo, Frost, what's going on, man? He says, you like Giants' new head coach? Yeah, Brian DeBall's a good coach. This past year before we hired Nick Sirianni, we sent an interview request, and he denied it. And we talked about all that with Howie Roseman and what they think of this front office. So, it is what it is. It's a good hire for the Giants, but at the same time, even showing the new GM for the Giants has said that they want to build around Daniel Jones. And I don't know why. Maybe they see something in him. He's not turning into a Josh Allen, so I don't know what they think they're going to do with him. But the Giants have a lot of holes defensively. Defensively, they have a lot more work to do. I know they signed a lot of guys to big money, but it's just not working. And offensively, they need offensive line help. And I don't know if they have the right pieces at wide receiver with Sterling Shepard and, obviously big receivers that they sign in free agency, just not working out too well for the Giants. It's a whole mess. Saquon Barkley's going to be a free agent after this year. So it's going to be a lot of work for the Giants. That dude, and the winners Jalen Hurts down goes the backup. Showing up 215 says Giants about to hire the Bulls, their head coach. I don't like it. Yeah, it is what it is, bro. I mean, they got to hire somebody. So I think they would have had a good coach in Brian Flores if he went there, or Brian DeBall. Regardless, they're going to hire somebody. But the Eagles, obviously, I think are in a really good position to make some big moves going into this offseason. Joseph Dawson says, Joey, not many people talk about this, but I say we take QB in the second round for Hurts to compete with. I mean, they could do that. I mean, they could. I mean, I really don't want to waste a second-round pick on a quarterback. It makes absolutely no sense. I don't want to do that because we need our second-round pick to start on the field. I mean, we need a guy like that. With the Land Dickerson pick, we got very lucky on it, even though he had a very high ceiling. Coming off of a season-ending injury, it was shaky to pick him in the second round. We could have got Asante Samuel Jr., could have got a JOK in that second round of that draft, but no, picking a quarterback in the second round is not the right move. I'm so against that. They could do it, but I would be pissed off if you're going to waste another second round pick on a quarterback. Not waste, but we need a starter. You can have at least three caliber players between the first and second rounds. Sir Goku, what's going on, man? He says, hey, my two favorite people on YouTube, thanks for everything you do for us, guys. Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it, bro. Much love, man. Common Star says, I think Chark would be a good wide receiver too, but I prefer James Washington. I don't know where they're going at receiver. I mean, if that's their main, I think Chark would be a great number 2 for Devontae Smith because it's a guy that really doesn't has to do, he can get open on his own. The break of his route is fantastic. He can get contested catches. The guy could just get wide open. It would be a really good signing for us. It really would. Mookie, what's going on? If we get Chark, I still want to draft a wide receiver later on in the draft. No, definitely. I mean, they could do that. I mean, add another receiver at this point. If Rager's still on the roster, they could draft another receiver in the later rounds and kind of compete with him if that's the case. John Jones, what's going on, man? I hope you're having a good day today. Glow says, Joey, do you think Hassan Reddick can really play defensive end? I think he can because I know he's a 3-4. He could be an outside linebacker, but I really think they could turn him into a pass rusher if he comes here. I think they can. It could happen. Elliot Pataska says, thanks, Joey. Was a little down in the dumps yesterday, but feeling better, man. Appreciate it. Yeah, dude. No problem. I hope you're feeling better, man. Lukey M says Malik Willis is Jalen Hurts. I think, I wouldn't say he's identical to Jalen Hurts. I think with the skill set, maybe, but the arm talent is there. But it's really just being consistent with Malik Willis. So here goes to Emmanuel Sanders. Yeah, no, I don't think that. Emmanuel Sanders, nah. I mean, he's too old. I mean, I'm not into Emmanuel Sanders at all. We're done. We got to get younger, guys. This is it. We got to get younger at these key positions. You're bringing a vet like DJ Chark that's 25 as a vet. It's a good signing for the Eagles if they can get him. John Jones, I'm guessing Howie's going to draft a QB. I don't know. We'll see. Marcus Polk says, but Howie already said he's keeping Hurts. That's what we're kind of hearing right now. I don't know if that's even the truth at this point, keeping Jalen Hurts. I don't even know if that's true. You can't believe anything that Howie says. Really, you really can't believe anything that Howie says when it comes to QBs. Because before the 2021 season started, they literally sat there and they were like, oh, wouldn't even talk about a quarterback that was starting. They wouldn't even announce that Jalen Hurts was even starting for weeks. But then, of course, the season ends, and they already say that he's the quarterback, hands down the quarterback. I won't believe it until it actually happens, because I'm telling you right now, if there is a quarterback on the market, I have a feeling the Eagles are going to go for that quarterback, or at least monitor the situation at this point, if that's even the case. Hold on. Let me put this stream up on my phone so I'm not I don't miss anything. All right. Common Star says we're not drafting a QB. We shouldn't. We shouldn't until the third or fourth round at least. I would prefer if we did it all. Yeah, no, I get it. If they want to draft another quarterback, they can later on in the later rounds if that's what they want to do. The Ambassador Willis is Tyrod Taylor. Luke Adams says DJ Chark never really impressed me. Well, I mean, as the number one guy, definitely not. I don't think he's the number one guy. I never thought he was the number one guy. Reaper Town, what's going on, man? What's going on? Matt Hatter says Malik Willis not even close to Hurts. He is a project. No, I think he's going to be a project regardless. I think both QBs are projects. I'm not saying Malik Willis is going to outperform Hurts immediately, because that's definitely not going to happen. But it's just I pretty much just made a video on, like, if there was a quarterback I could take, I would just take this quarterback. That's it. Doesn't mean I want him that badly. Doesn't mean that we need him that badly. It just means that if I was tied down to the ground and someone forced me to say, who would you draft at quarterback in this year's draft in 2022, that would be pretty much, I guess, my decision. John Jones says, yes, Marcus, he did say that at the press conference. Hurts was his guy. Yo, Bryce, what's going on, man? Hope you're having a good day today, or good night. Commissar says DJ Chark would be a number 3 if he came here. Smith and Watkins are better. Oh, I mean, look, if that's the case, if they want to put DJ Chark in the slot, I'm fine with it. I'm totally fine with it. You know what I mean? Like, I think he could be a number 3 or number 2. They can move some of these guys around. It doesn't mean they have to keep one guy sit in one spot. I think they could do a lot more. John Jones says, Commissar, that is why I don't have Howie drafting this year. Alex Sherrill says, won't stop him from drafting a QB. Probably not, but we'll see. He can't mess up this draft. John Jones says, Alex, why do you think he's still here? Matt Hatter says, I'm going Sauce, Leal, and Burks and Muma in the second round. You think Sauce will get to the second round? That's interesting. David Adams says, no way we'll keep all 3 picks this year, right? No. They're going to trade one of those picks back. We need another first-round pick for 2023. This way we have some security. The Eagles can go get their quarterback if they need be, if they have to, in 23, if that's the case. But, yeah, I would definitely – you're not picking 3 guys in the first round. It's definitely not happening. So, Cortaga says, Joey, let's have a QB competition and be on proof of passing. Dr. Minshew, yeah, I know you're a big Gardner Minshew fan, but probably not going to happen. Marcus Folks second on QB. Oh, no. Oliver Ross says it really says a lot on how bad we are as a franchise right now if Brian DeBoer would rather go to the Giants. Yeah, I was saying that to myself when the hire happened. I'm like, he's going to the Giants probably in a worse situation than we are, and he rather coach there. You know what I mean? But I think part of it is that he got his GM. Joe Schoen is like one of his good buddies. So I think that was a big project. And I think that's what influenced this whole entire thing with Brian DeBoer going to the Giants. I think he wanted to bring his own GM. Well, his GM was already there, but that definitely helped DeBoer going to New York. I mean, that's definite. The embarrassed says a second-round pick to compete. John Jones says, great job, Joey. Appreciate it, man. Wild Husky King said, I love DJ Chark, great cheap wide receiver. I mean, I don't think he's going to be cheap. I don't think he's going to be that. I don't think he's going to be crazy expensive, but I don't think he's going to be that cheap either. So, Joseph Dotson says, I hope we draft Chris Olave in the draft only if we don't get a wide receiver in the draft. I haven't watched any tape on him. Like after like I've been kind of going through all the linebackers right now, so I'm going kind of slowly on it. But after, Super Bowl and everything, we'll be in a lot more draft mode of everything, of every position. So let's see. John Joseph, what team is DJ Chark? Oh, he's from the Jaguars. Oliver Ross says it's not just him. A lot of people did not want to be our head coach because of Howie Roseman. Yeah, how he needs to go. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Stanley, from the head coach for the Chargers, he was requested an interview. He denied the interview immediately. Brian DeBoer was requested an interview, denied it immediately. So it's a mess, guys. It's a mess. Ghost, I love Chark. If Mechie or David Bell falls to the third, we need to snag them. I think we could. Alex Sherrill says, sorry, Mookie spell check. William Pace says, my man Shakes, how's it going? House family, we got a foot of snow in Delaware. Be safe, bro. Yeah, we're supposed to get 3 and 9 inches today. So, hey, I hope you're staying safe, man. And yeah, everything's good. Family's good. Hope your family's good as well, man. Showed up. Says, I would go after Ken Dorsey for OC, like, immediately. I don't like Steichen at all. And 2, I would get a QB in the second, especially if Ritter falls. A lot of people are talking about Ritter a lot. Now, the next question for 2022 going into the season, if we get another receiver and it seems like we're not getting enough productivity from our receivers this year and they're not getting targeted enough, then we're going to have a big question with Shane Steichen as the offensive coordinator. I think Shane Steichen will probably get fired after next year. I do, because if your quarterback is struggling right now, obviously find guys that are wide open, or he can only throw to guys that are 15 yards open with no defenders near him. That's a big problem. And I think obviously being in the pocket and the anticipation on the throws. I mean, 3 huge passes to Quez Watkins for touchdowns in that Tampa Bay wild card game. It's a problem. It's a big problem right now. Marcus Polk says, who can you get to replace Brandon Brooks? As of right now, I mean, what's his name? Jack Driscoll. Sorry. I was going to say Jack Stahl. I've said that a million times. Jack Driscoll's going to be the starting right guard. You're going to have Herbig that can play both guard spots. You have LaRaven Clark right now that can play left tackle, right guard, right tackle. So as of right now, it's probably going to be Driscoll in that spot right now. Now, Isaac Samalo is coming back, and Dickerson already took that left guard spot. Depending on what's going on with Jason Kelsey, it's going to be a huge question with what's going on. But as of right now, I really think that you're going to keep Dickerson at left guard. I want to keep him on that left side. I think in the pit of my stomach that Kelsey will stay for another year. So that's what I'm hoping that's going on. So we'll see. We'll see. Matt Harris says DJ Farts is a below 60% catch percentage. Where the hell did you get that stat from? And who's throwing to him at this point? Commissar says Howie Roseman really loves making messes. That's definitely true. Donald Martin says we should grab DK Metcalf. This one has been going around for a while. And, I don't think it would ever happen. Because I don't think Howie Roseman's really going to give up a first-round pick. Really, by the end of the day, when's the last time the Eagles gave a first-round pick for a player? Been a long time, probably since, I don't know, Jason Peters. I mean, besides, really, I don't even remember the last time they gave up a first-round pick. I don't even remember at all. But it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting. Man, Harris, do you guys even watch film? Luke Leggett says Mike Williams, nice compliment to Smitty. I like Mike Williams, too. I do like Mike Williams a lot as well. The embarrassed that people hung up on the bull picking the Giants over us. Well, yeah, I mean, everyone's making a big deal about it. So, you know what I mean? It shows like what, positional coaches that are trying to get head coaching jobs think of our GM and how much control that they're going to have. It's crazy. The embarrassed Spills fans are stoked the ball is out of there. Farrell, what's going on, man? Common Star says Bailey Zapp would be a good in the third, fourth round if they want to get someone for what position. I don't know who that player is. I haven't went over that player yet, so I don't know. Brad Wright says Devontae Adams wants 30 per year. There goes that. Well, that's definitely not happening. I thought getting Devontae Adams was definitely a long shot for the Philadelphia Eagles, and depending like what's going to happen, but it should be interesting. Arthur DePalma, what's going on, bro? I'm doing great. Sir Goga says Emmanuel Sanders was a quarterback for Village you were talking about. Oh, okay. I would have a competition with Minshew on Hurts battle every single. Yeah, I mean, look, it's either Hurts is going to be the starter, Hurts and Gardner Minshew are going to compete. Whether Gardner Minshew is going to have some interest. He had interest before the trade deadline, so I don't know what's going to happen with Gardner Minshew. Or they can go out and get another receiver or another quarterback. I don't know what they're going to do. Farrell says, I still want Allen Robinson. I love Allen Robinson, too. It's another good number 2 that they bring in here. So, Blue City Empire Sports, what's going on? Says, breaking news, New York Giants has hired Buffalo Bills offensive coordinator Brian DeBall as next head coach. Yeah. Yep, they got Brian DeBall in there with Joe Schoen as the GM. And seems like that the Giants want to keep Daniel Jones around for his last year of his contract to see if there's anything left in the tank to see if they could still turn him into a good quarterback. So I don't know. That's going to be a tough one for me, for the Giants. John Jones says Jeffrey needs to put his foot down how he drafts, but he won't say anything. I don't know what the case is because I feel like there was some type of collaborative effort in this draft this past year, but at the same time, there was just some moves that made no sense. Obviously, the Milton Williams pick, the War Room controversy that happened was kind of crazy. 2 times says I'll try to get Jarvis. I wouldn't get Jarvis Landry. I'd probably stay away from Jarvis Landry, to be honest with you. Eric Solana says he said B-Doc and Jenkins were his guys as well. What happened to them? Al Ross says 2023 Bryce Young or Hendon Hooker, hopefully. Banduk says, hello, what's going on, man? Sir Goku says I'd go for a safety from Notre Dame. McLeod would be a great role model for him. I don't even know if they're bringing Rodney McLeod back. Rodney McLeod is gone. Anthony Harris is gone. So there's a lot of safety we're totally empty at. Marcus Epps is a good role player, not great, not horrible, but as a good role player, he's fine. Kevon Wallace is a waste of space just for special teams. That's pretty much it with that. James says, if Joey really need to make a push for Marcus Williams from New Orleans. I mean, they could do that. John said I would trade a 15th pick to Houston Texans because they're trading their third. Yeah, so there have been some rumors about the Texans trying to trade out of the third overall pick. They want to trade back their third overall, which the Eagles could go after if they want. I mean, how much is it going to cost? I mean, you're just going to be, you're going to be switching picks, but having that pick would be great. That'd be great. I mean, if you're in the top 3, you're getting Aiden Hutchinson if that's the case. If he gets by, obviously, the Jags and Detroit, you got a big chance of getting the top pass rusher of this draft. I mean, that would be, if we're in the top 3, that's the player I'd be getting. Like, boom, Aiden Hutchinson would be my guy right there. ALO said we need to draft Jordan Davis to replace J. Jaw as the wide receiver enforcer. As the enforcer. Yeah, hopefully the whole thing with J.J. Arcega-Whiteside is done with. Hopefully this whole project we've been having with him is done with. Benny Boom, what's your take on Malik Willis? What round do you think he'll be picked and who will get him? I don't know. I think maybe the Colts could maybe draft him in the second round. I think he's a day 2 pick. I think he'll be a day 2 pick. I mean, he might be a day 2, could be an early day 3. I don't know. But I don't think so. I think he'll be a day 2 pick at this point, maybe in the middle to late second round. I mean, look, kid's got some talent. He's got good arm talent, but it's just really consistency with him. He hasn't thrown the best passes, but there's something to build on with him if a team wants to take a chance on Malik Willis. So we'll see what happens. Joseph Dot says, I hope we draft Chris Olave in the draft, but only if we get a wide receiver in the draft. That dude says, get that man a Minshew bobblehead so he can rectify his fantasy. Alex Reels with 2 picks now. 2 next year. Bet on it. They're going defensive line, O-line, then wide receiver, linebacker. You think they're going, do you think they pick up Tyler Linderbaum? That's going to be a big one. That's going to be a real big one for I think the Giants might get their hands on him before we do, but it could be a good chance that the Eagles can get their shot at Tyler Linderbaum if that's the case. Even if Kelsey is here and you draft him, you could try him out. I mean, Jeff Stoutland can figure it out. He will try him out at center. He'll try him out at guard. I mean, if you could turn Tyler Linderbaum into a guard and then switch him back to center, I mean, who knows? I mean, you could do a lot with that. Bondock says, Mega said he wanted to be drafted by the Eagles. Do you think you still want to come here? I don't know. It depends on the trade. So obviously I made a mistake because I thought he was going to be a free agent. He's got a 5th-year option, I think, with the Steelers, or something like that. So I don't know what's going on if they're picking it up, what's happening with him, but Micah Fitzpatrick would be fantastic. I would love him here. Gritalis says, Hendra Hooker, Common Star, tell us why. Common Star says, #fire Howie Roseman. Io Frost says, what's going on, man? He says, if Devin Lloyd is there, we don't draft him. Someone needs to be fired. I honestly, dude, I like Devin Lloyd because he's very balanced. I like Christian Harris a lot from Alabama. I really do. I picked Devin. I don't know. For some reason, I picked Devin Lloyd over Nakobe Dean. I do like Christian Harris a lot. I mean, he's got physicality. He can cover tight ends, running backs, and slot receivers. I really do like Christian Harris a lot. So, Joseph Dotson says, I want Gannon out of Philly. Same here, bro. Definitely. So we got to make him pay and blow the Giants out again. John Jones says, how long has Howie been the GM? For a long 2010, a long time. I don't remember the year. Daniel Garner says, hey, Joey, what's going on, bro? Demon Badger says, Carson Strong is one I'd like to have to go QB. Just because of that name, I don't want him here. But if he's got talent, then why not? Let's see. One above all, Steelers GM is leaving. I fear Andy White will get poached. Yeah, I saw that the Steelers GM is leaving. Blue City Empire Sports breaking news by Ian Rappaport. Ken Dorsey might be headed to New York. Yeah, so I guess the Bills are trying to retain Ken Dorsey back, but I think it's all about money, guys. It's all about money. Even Rappaport said Ken Dorsey just wants a bigger payday. So he'll go to any team for a bigger payday. So that's probably what's happening. Joe Dodd says, if we don't get Chris Olave or Garrett Wilson, we'll go get Drake London. That dude said, big problem is to overhaul the star-ass defense. Farrow says, let's take a moment to appreciate Jeff Stoutland. That man is amazing, bro. I don't know what coach could turn a 7th-round pick in Jordan Mailata that's a rugby player that's never played football before into an actual starting left tackle. That will be a Pro Bowler starting in 2022, definitely. That's definite. Danny says, I hope anybody wins Super Bowl besides Kansas City. I don't like the Mahomes. I don't like the Mahomeses either. I don't like his brother, and I do not like his wife. So I get it. I'm one of the Mahomes. I don't mind like actual Mahomes himself, but his family is going to ruin him. That's just the truth. Brian Patterson, OBJ would be a good fit. Yeah, I'm kind of off that train with OBJ. I'm kind of off of it. I'm just done with OBJ coming to Philly and like we need a future. We need a piece. We need someone that give a big deal to. We need somebody here. You know what I mean? Daniel Armour says that they keep the draft picks. I hope they get more difference makers on defense. Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping like I just don't think they're going to pick 2 guys on defense like the first 2 picks, even though it seems like they should. Offensively, really, besides our quarterback, obviously that's the big question mark as for the future of this team. They pick up another guard. They could be picking up obviously they could be picking up a backup left tackle maybe. I mean, they really just need a right guard, a promising right guard to replace Brandon Brooks. Even though I like Jack Driscoll a lot, I still think we have good depth if you put someone in front of him. I think we can get better at right guard. That's just me. If they want to move Samalo at right guard, that's a whole different story. But at the same time, I don't even know if Samalo's even played on the right side. I don't even know if he knows the right side. He knows left guard, and he's played center. Oregon State in the 3rd round when we drafted him, he played what's it called? He played center. So it makes sense, but we'll see. There's 134 in the chat. Much love to everybody. Subscribe to the channel. We cover the Eagles every single day. Like the stream if you guys haven't. We got 3 videos coming out tomorrow. 3. I wasn't going to do 3. I had 2 literally coming out tomorrow. We have 3 videos from 4 to 5 to 6 in the morning. So they'll be out early tomorrow. So we'll be busy. Pin comment above. We're trying to pretty much, we have channel memberships. We're going to be doing reactions. I have been doing reactions to the draft prospects for the Eagles. There's going to be extra content that I can't put on YouTube. That's going to be there. You want to become a member, join the Shake Squad Army, join any tier. Doesn't matter what tier you join. It's available for all channel members that are on this channel. So definitely check it out. Pin comment above and description below. So definitely check that out. Elliot Patas said Brady will retire before Kelsey. Book it. We'll see. There's going to be a big – I mean, look, Brady could retire. I mean, I think from what I read, it was pretty much it's all really about his family, what his family kind of wants. You know what I mean? His family's going to have a big say in if he's going to be, done. Brian Patterson says, or get Gallup. Gallup's another one. I think that's one. Look, even you look at the Cowboys in the playoffs, like everyone thinks Gallup is like probably the worst receiver out of all of them. But Gallup is a really good receiver. Like, he's really good. He's made a lot of big plays for the Cowboys this year. Big free agent. Obviously got injured twice this year. So, I mean, the injuries kind of worry you a little bit. But, I mean, it could be. Am I a fan of getting ex-Cowboys onto the Eagles? I'm kind of done with that realm. So, we'll see. We'll see. Matt Harris says, Pro Football Reference, you can look up all the stats before you think you know. Edward Wright, who do you want as the 1-2 picks of the draft? I want a defensive end and a linebacker. At this point, now this really depends if Steven Nelson is walking as a cornerback out of Philadelphia. So as of right now, like, I would love to get Christian Harris. Or, I mean, you know what? I would love to get a Jabo if that's the case for as an edge rusher, and then maybe go get a linebacker. And look, a linebacker is my dream for this draft. Like, if they draft one in the first round, I'll be so emotional because they haven't drafted a linebacker in the first round since 1979, whatever it was. So right now, I really think that they can really I think they have a big chance to get a thumper at linebacker. Look, at the end of the day, TJ Edwards got extended for 1 year. So after the 2022 season this year, TJ Edwards is gone and off this roster. So, I mean, then you're down to, like, no linebackers again. This is what I'm saying. Steven Nelson leaves. You're down to getting a linebacker, getting a cornerback. And then, there, Big Play Slay, if he ends up leaving, after another year, if they don't extend him, cornerback's not looking good either. We're down to square one at cornerback. I don't believe in McPherson right now. I really don't believe in Tay Gowan right now. I mean, that's just the way it is. You know what I mean? So John Jones says, is it true that Mark Cooper is leaving Dallas? I don't know. I didn't hear anything about that. Daniel Leonard says, who do you think is the best linebacker in the draft? Christian Harris is probably my number one guy. When it comes to coverage and blitzing and physicality, I think Christian Harris has a combination of everything. Nakobe Dean, I don't think his pass coverage is great, but he is physical and can blitz and do everything that what you're supposed to do as a 4-3 linebacker. But Devin Lloyd is probably balanced as well. But out of all three, I really do like Christian Harris more. But at this point, it doesn't matter to me. Like, if they even drafted any of these guys, they're going to put in a lot of work. So Professor Chaos says Adams almost guaranteed getting tagged. Probably. We'll see. Edward writes, is Minshew traded by before preseason? I think he's going to have some interest. I really do. There's somebody on one of my videos that said, like, oh, he's a 6th-round pick. You were not getting anything higher than that for him. Like, that's not true, bro. Like, value goes up. Okay, value goes up. I think his value went up during that Jets game. I think his value went up even that finale game. You know what I mean? I think his value went up in that game, but not by much. I'm not saying you're getting a 1st-round pick for him, but I think you can get a 4th to a 3rd for him. I think you get something like that for, if there's a quarterback needy team that needs a backup desperately or a starting quarterback that teams, because I think what's going to help this trade help this Gardner Minshew trade with obviously 1 year on his contract, I think it'll actually help us because there's no quarterbacks in this draft. So I don't think teams want to take a chance unless, they're taking a quarterback in the 2nd, 3rd round and they feel more comfortable. Alex Sherrill says if Howie would just give a player selection, at least taking a final say on personnel. It's not even just that. He has the last say, but, even DeBall. So what I heard is this, okay? The ball goes to the Giants, and it is said that the ball went to the Giants with Joe Schoen as the GM because it's going to be a collaborative effort in the draft and free agency all around the board. And even Rapport said there's only a few teams that do this when they have full collaborations with the rest of their staff to help with the drafted free agency. That's a big problem for the Eagles because I know for a fact that these coaches have no final say. I know this. I know it. I just know it. You know what I mean? Matt Harris says Godwin 70% catch stats, CJ Shark about below 60%. Does this matter when it comes to quarterback play? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I want to see. So tell me about the Philadelphia Eagles. Tell me Quez Watkins' percentage catch stats. Tell me about Devontae Smith's percentage in catch. I want to see those stats too. Arda Palma says Eagles should get Sauce Gardner and Nakobe Dean or both in the draft. I'm totally fine with that. I'm fine with that. If they did that, I'd be fine with it. I'd be totally fine. Ayo Frost, I'm not. It's not Emmanuel Sanders. It's EJ. Oh, EJ Manuel. Yes. EJ Manuel was another guy that came, that was in the draft a few years ago, and he had a big arm, but I mean, got nowhere with it. But John Jones says the best linebacker. Wow, I would have to say either Dean or Lloyd. Yeah, no, I mean, look, I'm fine. Like, I'm just a Christian Harris fan more than Dean or Lloyd, but I wouldn't mind any of these guys. I have no problem. Jim Neutron says I need breaking news for this Jalen Reagor trade for Ridley Smith needs help. Yeah, we really need it, bro. We really need this trade to go down. I'm so in on a Calvin Ridley trade. I am in it. Because the Eagles take advantage of this because I think easily they'll be front runners because they have a lot of draft capital. So the Falcons are going to want to listen. So it looks like Calvin Ridley's camp hasn't really talked to the Falcons for months. I mean, a long time. So, I mean, something's got to give sooner or later. And he's already liked some things on Twitter. And, I mean, there's been some talks already. So it should be interesting. Edward Wright says, who do you want in free agency? I would love for a pass rusher like Hassan Reddick. Even a Chandler Jones I would like a lot just to add another good pass rusher to this team. Obviously, on top of drafting another pass rusher, I want to draft as many pass rushers as possible and a linebacker if we can, if that's going to be the case. Obviously, getting Minkah Fitzpatrick, if they could trade for him or whatever. I mean, I know it's free agency, but these are just players I do want. Calvin Ridley trade. I wouldn't mind, like, I want Allen Robinson more than Mike Williams, but Mike Williams has more youth, obviously, but I like Allen Robinson a lot. Chris Godwin's coming off an ACL, MCL injury, so I'm not really a big fan of that. Devontae Adams is probably going to get tagged most likely. I doubt he's going to make it. I don't know if Aaron Rodgers is not there. I don't think they should force a tag on Devontae Adams, but, we'll see. Let's see. Farrell said, Eagles fans, Apprentice, all fire content you bring us, bro. Keep doing your thing. Hey, dude, I appreciate it, man. Every day, man. Every day we're just getting better. You know what I mean? But I appreciate the support, bro. Justin Biller says, need to get 2 safeties. Yeah, we're empty at safety, unfortunately. We are. You know what I mean? Like, if you can get a Kyle Hamilton this draft, I don't know. They might have to go after I'm really tired of getting veteran safeties, but at the same time, like, we need a voice. We need a voice on this defense. Brandon Graham's probably going to come back off Achilles injury, which I don't know how he's going to be really after all that. So let's see. Comment says, it would be embarrassing if we trade DK. I'm more upset that he missed out on Judge Jefferson. Jefferson looked like he'd be a Hall of Fame receiver. Yeah, it's unfortunate. You missed on Terry McLaurin. You missed on A.J. Brown. You missed on a lot of players. You missed on Deebo Samuel. You missed on a lot of picks. John Jones said we need that safety out of Notre Dame. Kyle Hamilton, bro, definitely. Justin Biller, I wouldn't trade up to 3. I don't think we really need to be honest. The only reason I would trade up to 3 is for Aiden Hutchinson. That's really it. I don't think you have to trade up. If they did, great. If they didn't, if the Eagles didn't hurt from a trade up like that and they just switched first round picks, they gave them, maybe a couple mid rounders or however it would go, then great. But I don't think they have to go up to 3rd overall like that. That desperately, I don't think they have to go up to that desperately. That's just me, though. Comments are Daniel Garner say, yeah, it's him. I say we draft him in the 4th if Howie wants to get someone I would prefer if he did not. Marcus Big Bob, what's going on? He says we need to build the offense and free agent and build defense in the draft. I think that's perfect. Offense in the draft, offense and free agency and trades, and I think defense in the draft. I agree. I would love it. I mean, I expect the Eagles to draft to at least sign one. I expect the Eagles to sign one free agent wide receiver or a trade or go after a free agent pass rusher, edge rusher at least. That's what I'm looking for. And then the rest, obviously, defense of the draft. Naomi Garrett says, pick up Mike Williams. He's all-around receiver. I love Mike Williams. I am not against it. I would do it pretty instantly. Smith 6 says, should we go after a cornerback in free agency? No. I am tired of going after cornerbacks in free agency. They're way expensive. I'm sorry, but that is the most BS position. I'm not into trading. I'm not into signing a free agent cornerback. We've dipped in that so much over the years. I'm done with it. That's the easy way out. To pay a guy look, free agency, everyone gets overpaid. Okay, that's just the way it goes. Cornerbacks just get way too much money, even if they're not really that good, even if they're like okay. Or sometimes you get a cornerback from a team like, Byron Maxwell or like, guys that we've gotten in the past that have shadowed over a good defense, but really haven't been tested. And I think that's what really makes sense about it. Daniel Iver says, I didn't see your videos earlier. What's going on with Minshew? Oh, nothing. Minshew put up a little quote thing or something from a book or a movie or something. And I don't know, it said like something about him just not him, but of wanting to go to other places or something like that to get a start of something good. I don't know, something like that. Blue City Empire Sports. You never know how the Giants' new head coach, they might get Malik Willis. They could. Joe Schoen pretty much said, quote unquote, he said they're building around Daniel Jones. So that was what I read on Twitter from him, from his own mouth. So that's what it looks like. Gang 22 said Hutchinson or Thibodeaux. Hutchinson, Aiden Hutchinson. By a landslide. Man Harris says, Joey, I like you, but you are like most Philly fans playing off emotion. That's 100-mile fastball, but you have to look at all the numbers for making a logical move. Yeah, but what? Okay, so you want to bring up an example of that. What about all the people that were defending Jalen Hurts, where Jalen Hurts was getting fourth quarter garbage stats all year, where his stats looked better than they should have been this past year. I mean, yeah, we don't know like what quarterbacks are throwing to certain receivers out there. Like, it doesn't mean that he's not going to work out here because he has a 60%, catch percentage. It doesn't matter. It's like it's a year-to-year league. Like, it changes every single year. It depends on the team that's built around certain players. Yeah, I go on emotion sometimes, but I'm not emotionless when I want to get rid of a player that I can't stand. Okay, when everyone wants to keep Zach Ertz, I want to trade Zach Ertz, and everyone got pissed at me. And it's just, you know what I mean? Like, it is what it is. Like, I'm emotional, but like, if someone absolutely sucks, like, and I don't want him here, I don't want him on this team anymore, I'm gonna say it regardless. So, Edward writes that Eagles need 2 wide receivers. Would be okay. Really, it could be a trade them rigor. No, I mean, yeah, we don't need 2 receivers. I think. And look, I think if you get DJ Chark, I think you could put him as a number 3. You could put him as a 2, a 3, definitely. I mean, this would be a number 2. They can move Quez Watkins around. I mean, I'm fine with that too. Jim Neutron says, I would love to shop the Texans 3rd overall pick. I will go Aiden or Kyle Hamilton with that pick. They could do that. They could do that right there. And if Aiden gets picked the first 2 picks, I could see them getting Kyle Hamilton if that's the case. You know what I mean? John Jones says, Marcus, I agree, but the owner, Laurie, has been there since 93. Alex Rios says, Shakes, I want him. I know, bro. I know. See, Kurtaga says it's be amazing how he gets us an elite stud. I think he will get us an elite stud edge rusher. I think so. Danny says, yeah, I've seen some of his highlights. It's intriguing, although I agree he's probably 3 to 4th round talent. Justin Biller says, if Jonathan Gannon is back, his defense is bland. We need some sauce. So, obviously, the Miami Dolphins job is still open. But here's what I don't get, okay? Josh McCown, I know he's a coach for a high school, a head coach for a high school, okay? He's got a second interview. He already had a second interview with the Texans, okay? Gannon had a second interview with the Texans. Josh McCown is going to get a job over Jonathan Gannon. I mean, McCown hasn't even been an assistant coach yet for an NFL organization yet. And that's been a problem. You know what I mean? Commissar says Tyler Linderbaum at 15, Devin Lloyd at 16. That's the dream for me. Look, if they drafted Tyler Linderbaum, I'd be fine with it. I would be fine with it. I would have no problem with it. I really wouldn't. I know everyone's going to say, well, we need defense. I understand that, but you have we'll find out about Jason. If Jason Kelce does retire, I don't think he will. But if we find out, we'll find out way before the draft. Even probably before free agency, we might know. But if Tyler Linderbaum is going to be like in that, if we get it, if we are able to get him at that point, they got to draft him. They have to draft him. You're getting younger like real quick with that offensive line for over a decade of years to come. You got Jordan Mailata, you got Dickerson you just drafted. Obviously Kelsey's at center right now. The right side is obviously, getting younger, but Lane Johnson, there'll be a time where we have to, replace him. So it's going to be interesting. Right guard they probably have to make another move at right guard, and that's totally fine. I wouldn't even mind if they drafted Tyler Linderbaum and put him at right guard. Let him learn right guard, and then obviously put him at center, which he naturally knows that position anyway. Jeff Stalin will have a lot of fun with this. He will, and he'll turn him into a great player. Believe that. Eagles have a top 5 offensive line right now. They add a Tyler Linderbaum to it, you know what I mean? And they, maybe work on a right guard. They're good now. We're good now, and we have some depth there, but we'll see. Elliot Petoskey, what's going on, man? He says, imagine Mailata, Dickerson, Kelce, Linderbaum, and Lane Holt. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Put him at right guard, bro. Like, I don't see why not. Just because Kelsey's going to be here doesn't mean they can't draft him. If Kelsey's only going to be here for 1 year, you draft Tyler Linderbaum, you don't redshirt him. Don't do what you did to Andre Dillard, because you had Jason Peters here, you had Andre Dillard, and you redshirted him. I felt like the Eagles totally screwed up Andre Dillard. I think they totally messed with him, which I didn't really like at all. So I think a big chance at Tyler Linderbaum being a right guard for the time being in front of Jack Driscoll would be great. This way, Jack Driscoll's a backup right guard. This way, Nate Herbig could be a swing guard on both sides because he could play both guard spots. Plays right guard a little bit better, but I think it will work out nicely. Mike Rotano says, "Hey, Eagle fans, what are you guys talking about? Golf courses? What? Who comes up with a statement like that in the chat? Jesus." Alexis Hernandez says, "Oh, we don't need a center. We have our center. Yeah, but look, I don't want to move Dickerson to center. That's why. Like, I don't want to move Dickerson to center. I really want Dickerson to move." Dickerson to stay at left guard. I don't want him to move at all. John Jones says, yeah, it would be good if we could get 2 stud rushers. I think we will. I think we'll get one in free agency and we'll get one in the draft. That's what I think. Marcus says we need to build the office and at free agent and build defense in the draft. Edward Wright says Linderbaum would be a good pick. Don't see him taking. I mean, we'll see. We'll see. Close says Christian Harris is very raw though. Yeah, I mean, look, he's raw, but I think he can. I mean, he'll be like by the time like after a year, he'll be like 200. He'll go up like 15, 20 pounds. He'll go up to like 245, 250. You know, he'll get some weight. He'll maintain his speed, and it might take a little bit of a year, but I think the more games he plays, the better he's going to be. But I like him though. But I don't mind the Kobe Dean or Devin Lloyd either. That Harris said we don't need an offensive line player. We have 10. Counselor Howie has been GM since 2010. Richie says I want the Lurries out of Philly. Smith 6 says who would you want us to get as replacement for Jonathan Gannon? Really, it's Vic Fangio unless they want to change to a 3-4 defense. That guy from the Ravens that was cut. That guy from the Ravens. Forgot his name. That dude that left. Martindale is another defensive coordinator. He's been with the Ravens for a long time. He was defensive coordinator, I think, as an assistant he was a linebackers coach, I think, for Denver, and then became, I think, the defensive coordinator for the Ravens for a long time. So that's another one they can get. Mike Zimmer's another one they could get. You know what I mean? Going back to his roots as a defensive coordinator, because I don't think Mike Zimmer is going to have another head coaching job. So Bernack says Calvin really liked the tweet at Ladder, unliked it about him coming to Philly. Is it possible? It could. I mean, look, you got to take things with a grain of salt, obviously, when it comes to, the internet and with tweets that they like, because they like flaunting it. They like flaunting with fan bases of every team. He did it with the Dolphins. Calvin really already did it with the Dolphins. But then the tweet after that was the Eagles and, getting back together with Jalen Hurts, Devontae Smith, and, joining the Philadelphia Eagles as the number 2 receiver or whatever they're going to put him as. And he liked it. So it's going to be interesting. Comment starts that Howie was no part of the Dream Team in 2011. Howie has had a job for so long. What an embarrassment. Brokey 711, what's going on, man? He says, do you think Christian Harris is a realistic value for any of our 3 first-round picks? As most mock drafts, I see him going in the second. I mean, he could go. Look, if he's not going like, mid first, at least like the top 10 to 20. I think he can go late first round pick. I think he'll either go, depending on obviously the needs of teams later in the first round. I think go maybe early second if that's the case. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what the value of him is. I really don't. I mean, I think I've just seen more from him on tape, but. As Every says, how do you feel about getting another high caliber linebacker in the second or third round, top drafting Lloyd in the first? I mean, you're not drafting 2 linebackers. That's definitely not happening. But if you're going to draft one in the first or you're going to draft one in the second, so. John Jones, sorry, Joe. 2010 is how long has Howie's been the GM? Damn it, that dude. Why you want the only people to get us a Super Bowl out? I don't know what that means or what it's towards. Steven Barrett says Stalin is a god. That's true. Cement Taco says we should have kept John Dorsey. Oh, yeah, he was like the consultant, wasn't he? I think so. Blue Empire Sports says New York Giants might get Tyler Linderbaum. Yeah, they might. I mean, that'd probably be a perfect spot for them. The Giants would be perfect. They need offensive line help like there's no tomorrow. So That might be their guy. Run next sword force. Our free agency moves will shape our draft. We need a big power back. I would love to pick up a power back in this draft. Like, I don't even look. I know Jordan Howard's here on contract for another year, but they can let him go. I don't know what they're doing with him. But I would love to draft another running back this year, like at least a power back. You know what I mean? I wouldn't mind that. A role play. 1, 2, 3 punch. Triple headed monster, a guy that can get into this lineup. Because you got to think about Miles Sanders getting paid too, if that's even going to be the case. Kane Cash, what's going on? It says, would you like DJ Chark to come here? Oh, yeah, 100%. 25 years old, good receiver. Could be a 2, could be a number 3. They could make Quez Watkins the number 2. Adding another one, definitely. Let's see. Justin Biller said, we need sauce. Our defense is bland. Yeah, I think so too. I think they add another piece. Though D says, we need some like Khalil Mack. Yeah, I agree. Commissar Pat Mahomes is fun to watch those crazy throws. Yeah, even like his side throws. I love his side throws are the throws that when he's looking one direction, he throws it another direction. I don't know if he does that as much anymore, but to track star offense. 25. DJ Chark is 25. Matt Harris, oh my God, this is the lower educated fans who hope what they say is right when it comes down to how he make the right moves. Matt Hatter, look, you got fans that are on every channel. Every person that comes to a live stream is not an NFL executive or knows, there's a lot of people that probably don't know football that much or don't know the right moves. There's some casual fans that come on this channel. Everyone is not like everybody else that you talk to. Okay, that's just the truth of it all. You don't down somebody for having the wrong opinion. That's just, it's an opinion. If it's wrong, it's wrong. I don't agree with some people, what people say. People don't agree with what I say, and I don't care. Okay, so this, we're not in the NFL management. We're not trying to, make everyone feel bad about their decisions of what they want to say in these streams. So Alex says 25. Okay. Comment star says Jeff Stalin also turned Jace Kelce to a Hall of Fame center, and he was a 6th-round pick. Yes. Elliot, what's going on? He says, ideally, Driscoll is our 6th offensive lineman. Yeah, yes, pretty much. Once above all said, love Driscoll, but he can't stay healthy. Yeah, he's had some little flukes a couple times with injuries so far, so we'll see what happens next year. Elliot Petoskey said, I'd try Samala at right guard, to be honest with Kelce. I don't know if he's played right guard. That's what I'm saying. I don't know if he has. So if he's just learning the right guard position, I don't know. He might have some trouble with it. Just depends of how fast he can learn it, or if he has done it. I don't know. Vincent Watson, what's going on? Says we need all defense for the draft. I agree, bro. Cortaga says, Joey, how do you imagine how he feels about getting Hudson or Kevin Theodix for us? I mean, guys, like Derek Barnett's going to be gone. Brandon Graham's coming off an Achilles injury. You don't know how he's going to play next year. A big missing piece for our defensive line, especially for Fletcher Cox. That's been absolutely nowhere this year. Josh Sweat got a new contract, but I'm not really seeing much from him this year. I think a part of it is scheme, but I'm not going to put everything on the scheme. I'm going to put, some of these players just had no production, period. And, obviously not blitzing doesn't help either, but it's just not enough production. You know what I mean? Teron Jackson's a project. I think that's made some good tackles that has contributed a little bit, but as a good rotational guy. And then, so we'll see. Alex Rose says after we pick Linderbaum, then definitely defense. John Jones says Crypt Howie doesn't want to stud edge rushers. That's why you won't admit his mistakes when it comes to drafting. Well, it's time. Well, dude, like it's like if you want to admit to it, then try to make the changes and try to make this team better. Who gives a crap what he's done in the past? Like just make the changes now. Like I would love for him to go out and trade for a guy for a 1st-round pick. I would love it. I would love for him to do that, but he doesn't have the balls to do that. That's just the problem. His trades are great. He's made the cap better this year, which is a big applaud to Howie Roseman. But at the same time, Howie got us into this mess with the cap in the first place. So to congratulate him on getting us to, could have over $30 to $40 million in cap space. It's great, but it's like, we should have been in this situation a year or two ago. But since the drafting isn't great every year, which, before, a couple of years ago, the drafting hasn't been great after the Super Bowl. And he just kept restructuring old vets every single year. That's been a big problem. So, a message from a Golden Eagle says, fire Howie's before the draft. Farrell says, imagine we get Spencer Rattler with the first pick. Spencer Rattler's horrible. I don't care. I think Spencer Rattler's I think he's worse than the other quarterbacks. Alex says, Howie's good at contracts, not picking talent. Yeah, it's just he's not a talent evaluator. That's just the thing. JJ says, if a linebacker is the best player on the board, Eagles have to take him. They need to change their philosophy. And I think that's what they have to do. They really do, man. Like, you see these linebackers, like, we're getting, like, even that Tampa game, like, we had Devin White, Levante David. They were covering everything. They were just there. They were there for the read option exchange with Miles Sanders and Jalen Hurts. Like, these linebackers that can run east and west and cover sideline to sideline, being tackling monsters. You know what I mean? It's just we need that in Philadelphia. We need to complement that with TJ Edwards. That's what we need badly. So, Metron going to Howie's only picks guys he thinks are cute and good looking, no talent besides Devontae. Danny says, I personally think Lloyd is the best, but I wouldn't mind Harris. I wouldn't mind Lloyd either. So we'll both agree on that. D-Train says, if we are really sticking with Hurts, why would we trade Minshew? Well, because, like, there are going to be teams that are going to be interested in him. Minshew's got one more year left on his contract. So, really, we're trying to find out what Jalen Hurts is all about this year. Like, the Eagles don't need to keep Minshew this year. They don't. If they're able to get a mid-round pick for him, it's a steal at the end of the day. I think it's a steal. You know what I mean? So, might keep him, too. I wouldn't mind if they kept him either, but he could have interest at the end of the day.
John Joe Singleton came from the Canadian Football League, right?
I think so, yes. Commissar says, he's probably the best backup in the league, so it would make sense if he had a lot of interest. That's what I'm saying, but then people are telling me, well, you trade him for a 6th-round pick. No one's going to get – I think there are teams that give up more than a 6th-round pick for him. Definitely. They'll give up a 4th or I think they can give up. I think as much as I would get for Gardner Minshew, I would take a 3rd-round pick. I would take a 3rd-round pick for Gardner Minshew. I think that's fair. Yazzie Heffrey says, if you get Lloyd in the first, Christian Harris falls in the 2nd round, would you draft both? I would love it. Yeah, then you're set at linebacker for years, but you're not picking two. We're already on the. We're trying to get these guys to draft one linebacker at this point. I'll be happy with that. You know what I mean? Dean Barrett said, I'm not letting Minshew go anywhere, especially during COVID times. John Jones is sat dude. I would trade Alex Singleton. Danny said, EJ Manuel, I have heard the name. I know it's been a while. That's why when I tried to figure out his name, I couldn't figure it out. Dwayne Nat says, should the Eagles trade up in the draft? They could. I think they could. They don't have to draft in the top. They don't have to go in the top 5, but they can move up definitely if there's a guy that they really think they really want. Once above all, does Calvin really actually want to play football? Yeah, I think he does. I haven't heard much about. I haven't really heard much. It's been very quiet. You know what I mean? So we'll see what happens. Sam Rose says we could be in the top 3 in the NFC with Watson. Yeah, that's going to be. I don't know where Watson's going to go now. I don't know. I don't know what that situation. I haven't heard anything about his allegations. What's going on? Alex Hernandez says they're really for a 2nd, not a 1st-round pick. Yeah, a 2nd rounder, sure. You're not getting you're not giving away a 1st-round pick. Calvin really shouldn't be. The Falcons shouldn't ask for a 1st-round pick. He's only played 5 games last year. Like, what are you paying a 1st-round pick for? I wouldn't even pay him a 2nd-round pick at this point for 5 games. To be honest with you. John says, yeah, Joey, it's not definite that Cooper is leaving Dallas. I don't know. They have a lot. They have a lot of free agents that there's some free agents that need to get signed over. Randall Gregory's got to get signed. Who's number 1? Who's the number 1 on Dallas? Jersey number 1. Who's Wilson? Cedric Wilson. Randy Gregory is the free agent. There's no I doubt it. I really doubt they're going to be able to keep everybody. I don't know. I don't think they're already paying their quarterback a lot of money right now, a big cap hit this year. So I really doubt it. You know what I mean? Tim wants his Calvin Ridley thing is remind me of Yannick Ngakoue from last. Well, yeah, it's not this. Oh, Yannick Ngakoue, when he was teasing Eagles fans, that was bad. Like remember when Yannick Ngakoue had a picture? He had like Eagles greats, like he was putting Eagles greats on his Twitter. He was like doing like where to find cheesesteaks and like he like teased the crap out of us. He teased the crap out of us. No joke. Mets from Golden Eagles says Dougie P didn't want to draft Rager. Yeah, in that John Clark interview, yeah, Dougie P actually said, I forgot what he said on quote, but he was like, well, why didn't you guys draft, Justin Jefferson instead of Jalen Rager? Why'd you draft Jalen Rager? And he's like, oh, it wasn't my decision, or he said something like that. You know what I mean? So it shows who's in charge there. John Jones says Jalen Rager was a Howie pick. Doug didn't want him either. Yep, true that. James A said, hey, Joey, what about acquiring Tua? He could be – oh, hell no. Hell friggin' no. I don't want Tua. No. Hell no. Jerry Knapp says, should the Eagles draft up for Kyle Hamilton? They could if they want him that badly. They have to draft – they'd have to go in the top 6, top 7 to get him. So – Ami the Ami says, do you think Kevon Wallace could step up and start? Probably not, because he's done absolutely nothing. He's been a Brian Dawkins wannabe, and that's really all he has been. He's been all talk, no play, no interest there. So probably not. Dane says Gallup 2. Ben Eric says, I'm pretty sure Carlton Davis, a free agent. I think we need to get someone else to help Slay and Maddox. Yeah, probably. I don't think it's going to be enough. If Steven Nelson walks, cornerback's a mess. Like, it's going to be a mess soon. As soon as Slay leaves, it's done. Like, we're back to square one. No cornerbacks. They're going to have to figure it out because they can't go in free agency and get cornerbacks. And then we have to, then as fans, we put pressure on those guys because they're making a lot of money. That's the problem. John Joseph says Kyle Hamilton is a beast. 6'4", 225. Yeah, he's big. Pause. Metro going, so I'm giving Hurts 13 more games, not the whole season since he played 4 games. I'm trying to make a bust time. Gosh, I wish Howie would just go way far away. Yeah, so going to next year, like I'm giving Hurts like 10 games. Like between like 10 to 12 games, like I kind of agree. If I feel like Hurts is just not improving and I feel like I'm seeing the same repetitive crap I am seeing like I saw in 2021, I just think we have a problem. And the Eagles, that's why the Eagles are trading back one of their picks. If they're able to get a Bryce Young in that 2023 draft, then that's where they're going to go at the end of the day. So we'll see. Big Ed 619. We need to draft 2 safeties, 2 linebackers. We need playmakers and leadership on defense. I agree with it. I would love to draft 2 safeties, but they're not going to. They could bring in a veteran safety and then, draft one. I mean, that would make sense too. 2 linebackers would be great. I mean, you're doing how the Eagles probably won't do. But D-Trey says, can we not do Ridley? Can we not do Ridley? I don't want a Ben Simmons on the Eagles, much less. And look, I don't get why everyone's complaining about Calvin Ridley and his issues. Like, when Brandon Brooks had anxiety, was everybody complaining about it so much? Lane Johnson had depression. Like, was everybody, bitching about it that much? Like, is there something wrong with like a player? Like, do some people have like, do some of you guys have no problems? Like, does no one have issues? Like, I don't get how these players can't like have issues. Like, I just don't get it. You know what I mean? I don't get it. Like, it happens, bro. Like, we don't know what happened to Calvin Ridley. How can you judge? You can't even judge it. I can't judge like Josh Sweat, you know what I mean? Like stuff like that. Like being stupid and saying like things like that. It's just like, I don't know. It's not right. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know what these guys, we don't know their lives. We don't know what they're going through. Who knows at this point? Who did Chase? Are the Eagles from Texas, Dallas specifically? Oh God, that was a good one. Dwayne, should the Eagles get Devin Lloyd 100%, bro? Hugh Harper says, do we get Watson? Yay or nay? I think at this point, maybe, I don't know. They could have interest. I don't want it. I really don't want it to happen. I don't know. I don't think the Eagles even touch that anymore. I think maybe there was a point last year or this past year, earlier this season, when they were monitoring the situation, but no. This means how did I forget you were streaming? This just happens all the time. Like, I randomly stream. That's just what happens. Demon says, I'd rather get Nelson back and draft someone. They could do that too. Well, they just want too much money. Measure Golden Eagle said we need to upgrade that D line so the secondary can make that easy money. True that, bro. True that. True that, my peoples. Hold on. I'm trying to. All right, we're good. We're good to go. All right. We got an hour and 6 minutes. We'll do a few more here. But there's 151 people. Much love to everybody. Much love to everybody that's been subscribing to the channel. Everybody, if you're new in here, subscribe, like the stream if you haven't. We cover the Eagles every single day. We're gonna have 3 videos out tomorrow. 3. Usually it's 2, but I had to add another one because I want to spice things up tomorrow. We'll have a channel membership video tomorrow. So guys, you didn't check out obviously if you didn't check out the memberships, if you join the Shake Squad Army, apply to a membership. We are doing reactions to highlight videos. We're doing like stuff that I can't do on YouTube on there. So there's extra content. So definitely check it out. I put the link for it in there already. Pinned comment, description below. Buy any tier, really. Any tier will get you the extra content. It doesn't matter what tier you're at. So it should be exciting. It's going to be a lot of fun. Definitely want to get more people involved with the channel memberships because I do a lot of extra stuff on there that, like I said, I don't do on YouTube too much. So much love to everybody that's joined the chat, chilling out. And that's it, man. We're getting ready for this off season, guys. Like, it's exciting. I'm happy about it. No issues, no problems. You know what I mean? Like, we're gonna watch. I'm gonna wait till after the Super Bowl. Obviously, we're gonna have a lot more news will be coming soon for everybody. So it'll be a lot of fun. It'll be a lot of fun. I don't buy Howie's program either, bro. I don't either. Josh says again, a suspect. That's a touchdown, ref. What's going on, man? How you doing, bro? Hope everybody's having a good day. Benedict says, comment star, we had Donovan McNabb. Yang 22 says, Dino or Lloyd, who you got? I like Lloyd a lot. I really like Lloyd a lot. So, I really do. Yo, Clark, what's going on, man? Hope you're having a good day today. Eagles Uncensored. What's going on, bro? He says, great show, bro. Mad respect to you, my man. Yo, definitely, man. Much respect to you as well. We'll get together soon for some content. Why not? Yeah, so, we're going to end it here, guys. I want to do an hour today. We should be doing the Philly Shakedown podcast on Philly 500's channel tomorrow, and then obviously there's no more Sunday Philly Shakedowns. We're done with that. So pretty much we're going to do obviously when the games come back on Sundays, we'll be back. But we're going to have like a stream in the middle of the week, and then we're going to do a stream middle of the week, and then we'll do a stream obviously on Saturday. So that's going to be the whole schedule of what's going on. So other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. Subscribe if you guys haven't. Like the stream if you guys haven't. Join one of the memberships for the extra content. We're going to put out more channel memberships out. And definitely check it out. And we'll see you guys later. 3 videos out tomorrow morning. 5, I think 4 in the morning, 5, and I think 6. There'll be 3 videos out tomorrow. So that'll be tomorrow's videos for the day. It's going to snow, so guys, stay safe. And we'll see you guys later. All right, guys. Shake Squad up, follow slide. Peace out, guys. Bye. Peace out. Love you guys.